Hey guys, welcome back to another video of Preaching Chords for Beginners. Thank you guys so much for the support that you have shown me over the past few weeks, over the past few months. Shout out to all the new subscribers, and as you can see today, we got some upgrades. So we got the Chordie app in use today, so this is going to be a fun one today. Also, stay tuned for to the end of this video for a surprise. So in the key of last video we had the key of F, but today we are in the key of F sharp, which is just a half step higher. So here we are. Okay, so we have this F sharp to go over today. So we're gonna get into it. So we got scale degrees to go over first. So we got F sharp is our 1, G sharp is 2, A sharp is 3, B is 4, C sharp is 5, D sharp is 6, F is 7, and then back to the 1, which is F sharp. Okay, so the preaching chords, once again, these are assuming that you have that you do have a bass player, and then also this is assuming that if you're on organ, you are implementing the foot pedals on the floor. You want to make sure that you're implementing those. So this is what everything should sound like when you bring them all together. Okay, so this is the 1. So this is your 3, 4, up. There we go. And then, or up or diminish. And then your 5 chord. And then back to your 1 chord. Okay, so we're going to get into our left hand first. So your left hand is going to be just straight tritones. You'll have a few tritones in your right hand, but your left hand is going to have all the tritones to make the preaching chord sound churchy, spiced up, churchy. I don't know what the official term is. I don't know if there is an official term, but the tritones will definitely take you there. So we got the left hand. We're going to start on G sharp and D. Okay, so we got G sharp and D. So G sharp is 2 half steps away, or a whole step from F sharp. So F sharp, 1, 2. Okay, and then so from G sharp, we want to find G sharp's tritone. And you can find that by counting up 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry about that. 6 half steps going up, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 half steps also going down. And then as you're playing these tritones, once you get the hang of everything and you start to play more advanced chords, you can implement implementing the inversions of the tritones. Okay, so to begin, as far as finger placement is concerned, place your left ring finger on G sharp and your thumb on D. So we're going to start on the 2. So that's what that sounds like with the bass in there. Okay, and then you're going to slide up to A with your pinky and your index finger on D sharp. Okay, and then you're going to pick up your hand, place your ring finger on F sharp and your thumb on C. And then you're going to keep those same fingers right there. You're just going to slide down a half step to F and B respectively. Your ring finger should be on F. Your thumb should be on B. And then your pinky and your index finger should be on E and A sharp respectively. Okay, so once again, G sharp and D, ring finger and thumb, A and D sharp, pinky and index finger, ring finger and thumb on F sharp and C once again. Okay, and then you're going to slide those same fingers down to F and B respectively. Okay, and then you're going to place your pinky and your index finger on E and A sharp respectively. Okay, got that tritone in there. Okay, and then also to go back to the 1 chord, so after you do those are all your tritones, but after you do all the preaching chords, so you can go to the 1 chord, so the plain one, which consists of an F sharp dominant 7th chord, but without the 3 in there, without that A sharp in there. So, okay, so, okay, so, and then also I mentioned that there is a more full chord, and it'll pair up with the right hand, but for the more fuller chord, you have that pinch between the major 6 and the minor 7 of whatever chord you're in. So in this case, our major 6 is going to be F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B, C sharp, D sharp, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so when we have that, just go up just 1/2 step from the 6 to get to that minor 7. Okay, and then from there, and then you're going to place your index finger on D sharp, and then your thumb on E, and then your index finger goes to that diminished, that minor dyad. Di means 2, by the way. Index finger on C, thumb on D sharp, and then you're going to resolve it back to the 1. C sharp with your index finger and E with your thumb. Okay, so once again for the left hand, this is just the first way I showed you with all tritones, and then we got going to the 1 chord. Okay, and then lastly, the preaching chords with the unresolved church chords to the resolved church chord. So, okay, so you do have some options there. So, but to begin, once you get that tritone down first, along with the plain F sharp dominant 7th chord, then you can add in the unresolved to the resolved chords. Okay, and then so for your right hand, however, we're going to implement our quartal concept. So quart means 4, Q-U-A-R-T. In this sense, Q-U-A-R-T-A-L-S in the realm of music. So in the perfect fourths concept, depending on which direction you go, we have the circle of fifths in music theory, we have the circle of fourths in music theory. But for these preaching chords, we're going to implement the circle of fourths, which all we need is to begin on the 2, which is G sharp, and we're going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 half steps to get our first perfect fourth. So from G sharp to C sharp is a perfect fourth. Okay, so there's that. And then so once we have that, we want to count up to go to F sharp with our pinky. Okay, and then so our reference is C sharp. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then so your pinky is going to rest there. But for the other 2 notes, A sharp, G sharp, and C sharp, you're going to place your thumb on G sharp, your index finger on C sharp, and then your pinky on F sharp. Okay, so there's that. And then you have you're going to slide up your thumb from G sharp to A natural. And then you're going to leave your index finger and your pinky the same, but you're going to add in your middle finger to D sharp. Okay, so you're going to leave your fingers right there. Don't move except for your index finger. Your index finger is going to slide down to C natural, which is where we get our up chord. And then a lot of times whenever you hear up, if you're ever in a band and your church implements these preaching chords, a lot of times, not all the time necessarily, but a lot of times you'll hear, if you have a music director, MD, he'll say, or she will say up. And then a lot of times it'll refer to like your diminished chord. it'll reference your diminished chord. And so instead of saying, oh, diminished 7, like you're in the heat of the moment and praise is high, you don't have enough, you may not have enough time to say diminished 7th chord because of how fast you may be going. So a lot of times you'll hear up or even down as well. Okay, so once again, my thumb is on A, index finger is on C, middle finger is on D sharp, and then my pinky is still on F sharp. But for this last chord though, you're going to place, we have another quartils chord. So you're going to place your thumb on B natural. Okay, thumb on B natural, index finger on E. So that's our perfect 4th. So once again, in reference to B, we needed to count 5 half steps to get to our perfect 4th. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then to get from E to our next chord, our next perfect 4th, we have to count another 5 half steps. So our reference is E. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's our 5 chord. Sounds really good. And then you go back to the 1. Okay, so for the plain one, to go with this F sharp dominant 7th chord in your left hand, you can I recommend placing your thumb on your thumb on A sharp, your index finger on C sharp, your middle finger on E, and then your thumb, or your ring finger rather, on A. And then you can play around and see if you like your pinky on F sharp, or if you like your ring finger on F sharp, whatever is more comfortable to you, because at the end of the day, once you're practicing these, you want to make sure that they like it's second nature for you, because once you get into those preaching chords during a service, it's going to have to be second nature, and then no guessing is highly recommended. Like when I was first just taught these, second nature was the goal, and second nature is still the goal. So I don't have to be thinking too hard, or like my fingers will find their way before my brain tells my fingers where to go. That's how it should be also with you as well. So this was our plain 1 chord. Okay, that's our plain 1 chord. Okay, and then to go with our chords with the left hand, from the unresolved chords to the resolved chord, you need a G sharp minor 7 chord. So what that is comprised of, it starts on the 2 chord. So the 2 of F sharp is G sharp. So 1, just 1 half step. Okay. So to build a minor 7th chord, your chord qualities for the dyads, and di means 2 once again, you need a minor, a major, and then another minor. Okay, so from G sharp to B is a minor dyad. So start on G sharp and then just count up 3 half steps with G sharp as your reference. 1, 2, 3. But from B to D sharp, you need a major dyad. So from B to D sharp is 4 half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then for our last minor dyad, you need just another 3 half steps. So our reference is D sharp, and then E, F, F sharp. So this is what this chord sounds like with the left hand unresolved, the first unresolved chord. So that's what it'll sound like first. Okay, and then so remember our diminished chord that we played earlier? That's what we're going to implement for the second unresolved chord before we go to the resolved chord. So it should be your thumb on A for the second unresolved chord, thumb on A, index finger on C, middle finger on D sharp, and then your pinky is on the 1, which is F sharp. So this is where we are right now. So it's not quite resolved yet, so we need to resolve it. So we're going to just slide up everything. So your right hand, on your right hand, your thumb goes to A sharp, your index finger goes to C sharp, and then once again you can mess around with this, see how comfortable this is for you. If you want to switch around your fingers. So I like to play my middle finger on E, and then my ring finger on F sharp. Or I'll do this. I'll put my ring finger on E, and then my pinky still on F sharp, and then my middle finger's not really doing anything. So okay, so unresolved, diminished unresolved, and then back to the 1. Right. So that is basically all of our preaching chords for beginners in the key of F sharp. Thank you guys once again for watching this video. I really appreciate all your support, just everything. Thank you guys for it. I'm glad I got to implement this, the Chordie app. Also, there's a link down below. There's a link in my bio for if you'd like to join and buy the Chordie app. I do have an agreement with them, with the Chordie app company. So the link should be in my bio. So you do get like I think there's a percentage. I'll definitely comment. Also, but the surprise, y'all, I am doing, drum roll, I am doing virtual piano lessons. Yay! I'm doing virtual piano lessons for beginners, also for those who have, like you need a refresher, or, you play a different instrument, but you really want to learn keys, instead of your main instrument. That link is also above Calendly. It says calendly.com/ I think Courtney piano lessons, or piano lessons with Courtney. Lessons are $30, $50 each. And there's a bunch of things that I will go over with you. There's some things I cannot wait to share with you. They include basic music theory, of course, these preaching chords. And so it's going to be really fun. Sign up quickly and as soon as possible, because spots are limited, and the first 8 people who sign up are going to get something very special, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. So yeah, that's a really big deal. That's these piano lessons are going to really help shape people's lives, and I'm really excited about that. Thank you guys so much once again for watching this video. Thank you for just the support. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, share, comment. If you have any questions too, I would love to answer them. Also, if you're watching this on social media, please like, subscribe, follow, share, comment if you have any questions. Also, I know Instagram has that new repost button, so repost as well, please. And I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching again, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to sign up. All right, thank you guys so much. All right.